Oh, guys, sorry, I just wanted to quickly come on. This morning, on my way to work, I was checking Facebook videos, and then I saw Palai's video uh, talking about, he called it controversial Sunday, and what he was alluding to more tribal based politics. Because his argument was that there are some people who were suggesting, mostly Wolof speaking, I want to believe, that since they felt left behind, that it is important pour ñoom it ñu jéem a organise seen bopp and form a political party. To me, I am very worried with the direction of our politics because we now have left the way of politicking to way of destruction. Because definitely, if we as a people have decided now that we are looking at things from tribal lenses, we are doing nothing but destroying our country. One thing that is very certain, and we must all agree to, is that there is no tribal purity in the Gambia. In that there is no Gambian who can claim that everybody who he knows, everybody she knows, or everybody he or she is related to is the tribe bi nga xam ne ci la bokk. Ñun ñëpp we grew up with Mandinkas, with Jolas, with Manjagos, with Karoninkas, with Wolofs, with Serials, you name it. And we have been intermarried and continue to intermarry among those tribes. So it will be foolish of anybody to want to assume that for you to get political influence, you have to build a tribe, a party based on your tribe. Let's go for a little history. Gaba Jahumpa formed a party that was called the Gambia Muslim Congress. This was a party that was formed in a country which at the time had almost about 95% Muslims. But his party never was able to win the hearts and minds of the Gambian people. Even though his party's name is the Gambian Muslim Congress. But Gambians do not just always follow things just because of, you are a Muslim or you are a Mandinka. And Sufekone Gaba Jahumpa could not succeed based on the name of this party. What makes other people think that they can form a party based on tribal lines to succeed? One of the greatest things that Jawara had ever done, and I give him credit for, was how he was able to diffuse tribalism and regionalism in our politics. Because when he came to power as leader of the Gambia Muslim, not Gambia Muslim, the People's Protectorate Party, the first thing that he did was, you know what? The Gambia is bigger than the Protectorate. And if you want to convince everybody, we must change the name of the party. And that was why the party was named to the People's Progressive Party. And Jawara was able to convince everybody to be under the same tent and support his party. His party became very, very popular because it had everybody, Mandinkas, Jolas, Wolofs, you name it. He was able to be above the fray, the politics of tribe. And he was, it was very easy if Jawara wanted to do that then. But he refused to do that. Per Njai, who was suggested because Palai had mentioned Per Njai, and I don't think Palai maybe meant any harm. Maybe he was just trying to provoke discussion, but I also believe it's a dangerous provocation. Let's remember that Per Njai did not have any political success. Well, he did have some, but his Wolof night, if you call his party a Wolof party, it gave him nothing because Jawara was able to defeat him, and Jawara never claimed his party to be a Mandinka party, a Muslim party, or a Jola party. His focus was on Gambians, and Gambians, gravitated towards him. So this idea that one is Mandinka or one is Jola, that if you have your party and ally in that way, you will have political success, you're not going to have it. The same Pernjai that we talked about was the guardian of Usainu Dabo, who is today being accused of having a Mandinka party. I have argued in 2005 that this notion that the UDP was a Mandinka party was nonsense. Maybe the majority of the people who supported are Mandinkas, but guess what? Any political party that must succeed in the Gambia would have to have the majority of Mandinkas supporting you, because they form the majority in that country. If you do not have the Mandinka support, you have no support. That is a fact. Now let's look at the UDP and even say the UDP is a Mandinka party. If that were to happen, where would that leave Maya Ndur, who is Ousainou Darboe's wife, or Ousainou Darboe's kids, who have Wolofs or cereals in them? Would they be qualified to be part of the UDP? What about Ibu Mane, who is the administrative secretary of the UDP, who is a Balanta, and I think the mom is Wolof? Where would that leave him? Would he also have a say in that party? What about Yaya Jallow, who used to be the deputy secretary general of the party? Where would he live? Where would that leave him? Or what about Ajayam Seka, who is now the deputy secretary general of the party? Where would that leave him? Leave her, sorry. Or what about Singul Nyasi, who was a Jola, or Aji Mariam Seka, who was a Jola and was a member of the party? So this notion that a party is a Mandinka party is nothing but a farce. And we must dissociate ourselves from it. Yes, it is true that the surrogates also do not help the situation. Because if you make videos talking about Mandinkas get up and support the UDP is for Mandinkas, is nonsense. Because you are not helping the UDP, you are marginalizing the UDP. You are bringing Daga Tutil UDP. So my appeal to everybody is that let us be very careful and responsible in our utterances. Most of us, for some reason, have very large followings. A lot of people listen to us. And when people listen to you, your words should be very measured, because you cannot say things that would end up destroying a nation. The Gambia is bigger than any tribe. Barrow won because everybody participated in it. Yaya Jammeh was Jola. Most people call the UDP a Jola party. But guess what? The people who were there voting for him, helping him destroy our country, were Wolofs, were Mandinkas, you name it. So what I want to say here is, Man Pasamba Jaw, I will never support any party that is based on tribal sentiments. I will not do that. And any party that is formed for Jolas or Njagos or Wolofs, I don't know of anybody else, but I will fight it harder than I ever fought Yaya Jammeh. Because the Gambia cannot and must not tolerate any attempt to divide us through tribal lines or religious lines. You see, the names are coming. Everybody who has been part of these parties. I've even had people, let's switch over, call Doi a Wolof party, forgetting that the Secretary General of Doi is a Tukulor in Halifa Sallah, but most people call him Wolof, or maybe because the mom is Wolof. Sidi Ajata, the chairman of the party, is Mandinka. The other members of their central committee, the Swaibu Tourists of the world, are people from different tribes. Let's not be fooled by politics and politicians. In 2007, 2008, during the political crisis in Kenya, that was based on tribal lines. The Lowe'S fighting against, I forgot the name of the tribe. It would come to me. I always make fun of them anyway, because they're accused of loving money too much. I worked with a friend, a Kenyan. Every morning she came to work, all she would do is cry. And I remember she would ask me to accompany her to a small chaplain that we have at my job. She would sit there and pray for her country. Because the Kikuyus, thank you very much, Umi. And the other tribe, I'm getting old, so I forget these things real quick. We are fighting and killing each other. And guess what happened? After all the killings, hundreds of Kenyans were killed, thousands displaced. Kofi Annan went to the country and said, you know what, we're going to have a discussion. The people who were being killed for decided to sit at a table. That was Kibaki and Odinga, Raila. They had a meeting and they said they have come to an agreement. Now all their past is gone. They have made peace among themselves. Now Raila, you would be the prime minister. Kibaki, you would be the president. And others that were part of it. The current president now and his vice, who were accused of all this tribal crap, today have been elevated to the highest office in that country. Those who died lost their lives. Let's discuss our politics. It is okay to disagree with each other. Sometimes it's even okay to be heated, talk about nonsense things or nonsensical things. But we must never drive our politics to tribal differences, where we use tribalism to destroy the Gambia that we all own. Because if the Gambia is destroyed today, not a single tribe would go untouched. If you were to kill a Mandinka today, I'll be mourning, because of the Mandinkas are married to my sisters. If you were to kill a Mankind today, I'll be worried because my brother who passed away was married to a Mankind. And that applies to all of us, the Fullers and everybody. So please, fellow Gambians, do not be swayed by tribal politics. Anybody who brings tribe into the discussion or insults has nothing good to offer you. The Gambia is bigger than all these nonsenses. And it is absolutely, thank you very much, Malika. It is illegal in our constitution to register a party based on tribal lines or religious lines. But I just wanted to ignore that for a minute, to just tell people that anybody who thinks about it, you are not going to go anywhere with it too. If Gaba Jahumpa could not succeed with his Gambian Muslim Congress when 90% of the Gambians were Muslims, what makes you think that you're going to succeed by establishing a party based on religion or tribe? So this is what I just had to say. I just could not stop, could not have anything to say about this, and hope that the direction of our discussion will be taken to where it would benefit our people, and not one where we'll be focusing on people's tribes and all this other foolishness, because it does nothing but destroys our country and take us back with that. Thank you also very much. And I also appeal to the political leadership to really show some restraint and at least address issues and stop this personalization of our politics, because it does not take us anywhere. Thank you also very much, Jerejef.